Hello and what is up, YouTube? So the other day we asked the question about what it was that you guys would like us to mess around with and take a look at for top tier 1 rolls, and then basically calculate out what the highest possible either flat life or flat energy shield or flat physical added damage was available. And so messed around a little bit in PoE and POB as well, and took a look at some pretty ridiculous numbers, and then ended up crafting a build in POB with some ridiculous gear from standard. So we'll take a look. First off, this is simply every single item built into this character with tier 1 energy shield, as well as some of these items I've put on corruptions, if corruptions were available, onto this stuff as I was messing around with this particular build. So you can see here, when we first start off, if we just have tier 1 energy shield on everything that's available inside POB on the current edition, everything comes to a total of 1665. Now, that's just your flat energy shield. There is no tree on this. There's no ascendancy that's selected. We don't even have skills. We're not using discipline at the moment. And we don't have any jewel sockets because we don't have any, of course, passives allocated. So that's pretty much your baseline in POB of what you're looking at the moment, if you're just using the custom sliders that are available when you're creating an item in POB. 1665 is the total. Now, when you go and you take a look at the build when you add in jewels, as well as adding in somewhat of a passive tree, you can see things start to shape up a little bit, and it gets a bit ridiculous. We presently have 7,867 energy shield, and this is from going back in and adding, in addition to all of our basic items, a bunch of flat abyss jewels all across the board. Just 40 max energy shield all across the board into every socket that we could pick up along this very, very terribly optimized, not optimized whatsoever, tree. So we got 6 sockets, and we filled in 6 abyss jewels with 40 maximum ES. That's what we're looking at here. On this particular tree, I decided to go Guardian, and you can see here we were just sorting stuff for energy shield and then grabbing it. That's realistically all we did. This isn't optimized for damage. It has no idea about using a skill whatsoever. This is simply trying to pump out as big an energy shield number as possible. And as I was messing around with the Guardian, I was considering different ways of getting even more energy shield, and of course which ascendancies could get us the most energy shield. Occultist used to be able to give us a bunch of energy shield because it used to be that she had a bunch of flat energy shield built in to the Occultist ascendancy. That has gradually been removed from ascendancies, including flat added energy shield to ascendancies, and now for the most part we've just got energy shield increases or energy shield regeneration buffs built into various kinds of ascendancies, whether that's the Shadow has got a few ways through the Trickster, of course the Templar's got a few ways through the Hierophant of buffing mana into energy shield, and the Guardian just in terms of some flat nodes, and then some regeneration recovery up with the Occultist, as well as with the new Necromancer and Corpse Consumption mechanics. But for the most part, those are really your options when you're looking at just min-maxing the heck out of your energy shield. Now, this particular build maxes out at 7,867 energy shield, and it's only at level 81. So there's still a lot left that could be done here. Well, this isn't even level 81. What is this, level 87? Yeah, we're 13 points still left. So there's still a lot left that could be optimized here. There's a couple of jewel sockets that you could go grab here towards the Scion middle of the tree. There's, of course, the jewel sockets towards the outside of the tree that you could go and get, and that would give you a few more abyssal sockets, or even some just regular flat jewels that would give you % increased jewels in order to calculate an even bigger number for your energy shield. Speaking of bigger numbers on your energy shield, let's go take a look at the Hierophant. So this is what the Hierophant build looks like, and it comes up to a total of 31,899 energy shield, which is just insane when you consider the amount of ES that is. That's just ridiculous. And I have not ticked, where is it, CI? So there's even life on this thing. There's 1,600 life. So effectively, you've got, what, 3,200 some odd ridiculous, 32,000 some odd ridiculous amounts of HP. And if you really wanted to, there's a bunch of mana on here. There's 3,800 mana. So you could even go MOM if you wanted to, if you'd rather not go CI. Anyway, this build is not a build. It doesn't do damage. There again, 0 attempts to try to actually, realistically build from this. This is simply trying to min-max and grab as many energy shield and jewel sockets as we can. As you can see, we are up to level 99 on this build. I need to update that. We're at 122 out of 123 passive points spent. I am sure there are ways in which we could optimize this a little bit more, but again, this was simply going out, grabbing as much energy shield as we possibly could and as many jewel sockets as we possibly could. The itemization on this particular build is a little bit different, and it's a little unique. So this is probably the most fun that I've had theory crafting a build recently, at least in PoE. And this was simply saying, hey, I don't have a budget and I'm playing in POB, and so what can we do? So what I did was I actually went out and I looked up a bunch of different mirror tier gear, and this is all included in the notes. By the way, all of these POBs are going to be included down below in the video description if you would like to check them out and replicate them or mess with them for your own benefits. And feel free to leave a comment and tell me where, of course, we can improve. But what I've done is I've gone through and I've made a bunch of different searches for different items that are just ridiculously top tier in terms of creating intelligence and energy shield for a particular build. And this is what we have come up with. So our items are the ephemeral edge. Man, I cannot say that weapon. Anyway, the whole point of it is because it gives you 50% increased maximum energy shield. So it's a great weapon in that regard, in that in your weapon slot, you can actually buff your energy shield. Next up is the Rift Pith. This is a titanium spirit shield, and it is simply stupid the amount of energy shield that it actually gets. I believe on this particular search, it's not going to show it here in POB because the way how POB displays these numbers is a little bit different, but I believe this shield actually, when it was put in the search bar, the sum total energy shield that it had on it was over 700. I didn't know, realistically, I didn't even know that those sorts of things existed. I knew that stuff about 500 ES existed, and so when I typed it into standard and looked for my search, I put in 500 ES, and lo and behold, something with like 700 ES showed up. So that was a shock. It's got 135 to maximum energy shield on the roll, 188% increased energy shield, and then, of course, it's got a bunch of intelligence crafted on there, and then a bunch of additional quality that has been crafted on there. That's part of the reason why it gives it such ridiculously high energy shield. Then you've got this helmet, the Stormstar Hubris Circlet, which this thing is also ridiculous. This also has a Winter Orb enchant on it for a max of +2 stages, which is just ridiculous. That's probably would be the sort of build or the sort of itemization that you would use for this sort of build would be Winter Orb, or something that would, maybe Stormbrand, that would just deal damage and allow you to essentially run around with your massive energy shield pool of 32,000 and not take damage. It's got 30 maximum energy shield, 20% increased energy shield, 61 to maximum energy shield, 191% increased energy shield. By the way, those are hybrid rolls. And then, of course, it's also got crafted quality on top of that. Our body armor is absolutely ridiculous. This was the top rolled energy shield available item that was out there in standard that I could find for a coat. It's actually well over 1,000 flat energy shield is what it gives, which is plus 152 to maximum energy shield, 188% increased energy shield, and then it's also got 36 quality and 24 intelligence. It is absolutely ridiculous. And you can see if I take off this chest piece alone, we drop from 32,000 down to 24,000 ES. So it is massive, and it is incredibly expensive. Basically, every single one of these items is up for like multiple mirrors, not just for mirror service, but for multiple mirrors in its interaction and on its asking price. So it's pretty hilarious and unrealistic to put something like this together. But that being said, I'm sure some of you have put together builds that actually have come pretty dang close in-game to the energy shield totals that we're getting here. Our gloves are the Rune Claw Sorcerer gloves. They give a little bit more, again, than 421 energy shield, but rolled on them are 30 to maximum energy shield, 25% increased energy shield, 49 to maximum energy shield, and then 150% increased energy shield with a bunch of quality, as well as a bunch of crafted max life and increased energy shield. By now, one theme that you should be picking up on is that if you want to craft this really top-end stuff, then you need to take advantage of the Syndicate as well as and/or Delve fossils in order to really get your quality through the roof to actually get an item to its max potential for delivering whatever baseline stat that item provides. In this case, it's Energy Shield. Our boots are the Behemoth Road Sorcerer boots. These things give 30 to maximum Energy Shield, 20% increased Energy Shield, 5% increased intelligence, which is massive for us. You can see our intelligence is around 900 intelligence, and so any percent intelligence increase is going to be a big buff to our output of our Energy Shield. 49 to flat maximum Energy Shield, 180% increased Energy Shield, and then of course crafted intelligence and crafted quality on there. You can see that this thing has got well over 400 Energy Shield. Again, I thought like good Energy Shield on boots, I think I put 300 into my search terms, and when this thing came back, it was just it's just ridiculous how incredibly strong and how incredibly large some of these numbers can get. These boots, by the way, are giving us from about 32,000 down to 28,000. So that's about 4,000 ES, the effectiveness that we're getting with, of course, all of the effectiveness of mana and Energy Shield from the tree. The Miracle Braid Jade Amulet is pretty good. It allocates Whispers of Doom. It's, of course, been anointed, oil anointed, so that way we can use an additional curse. But again, we really don't care that much about all that other stuff. We just want Energy Shield. So, in the light of that, this thing gives 10% increased max Energy Shield, 15% increased intelligence, 1% increased damage per 15 intelligence, which that's going to be a whole bunch of damage. Maybe we'll go Hawa build, which Hawa, of course, would also give us increased damage if we wanted to swap off of the Ephemeral Edge. Then it's also got 35 to all attributes. It's got global crit strike multi. It's got flat 51 to max Energy Shield, and then 19% increased maximum Energy Shield. And then, of course, on top of that, it's got crafted increased area of effect and area damage, as if the whole rest of the amulet wasn't ridiculous enough. Our ring, we duplicated the same ring twice, just for the sake of efficiency. This is the Phoenix Grip Moonstone ring. It gives a flat implicit of 25 to maximum Energy Shield, and then also gives tier 1 intelligence, tier 1 dex, tier 1 strength on the ring, as well as 45 to maximum Energy Shield flat. And then crafted on there is 20% increased maximum Energy Shield. Now, a ring like this, it seems very simple, but a ring like this is incredibly rare. There's only a few of them out there that even have like tier 1 or tier 2 rolls. And mind you, this is searching standard. So this is searching the history of PoE. And I was not doing online only searches. I was doing offline. I was doing any search available, any item available. And this thing looked great. Looked like it would give us a lot of different stats should we ever want to use any jewels that weren't blue. Because we've got plenty of intelligence, but there might be question marks about, dex or strength. At the moment, because of these rings, we're at 414 strength and 326 dex. Now, on our belt, we've got the Demon Leash, which has got on it 15% increased intelligence, as well as 60 strength and 58 flat intelligence with 51 flat maximum Energy Shield, along with crafted 25 to maximum Energy Shield on it. The belt itself is giving us about 3,000 Energy Shield to our final build. Then we filled everything in with the only jewel that I could find. I could only find one of these on the market in standard. Something that had percent increased maximum Energy Shield, percent increased maximum mana, and then flat strength or intelligence that was rolled onto it. I only could find one of these that had the top tier roll across the board on all three of those particular stats. So we just duplicated that. We threw it into 8 different sockets, and then away we went. Each individual one of these jewels is worth about 1,000 Energy Shield for us. You can see we go from 32 down to 31 in terms of the flat. Now, we do have one energy from within. It gives 6% increased maximum Energy Shield, and then increases and reductions to life and radius are transformed to apply to Energy Shield, and where we placed that was over here near the melding side of the tree, because of course there's a whole bunch of life that's included in the melding tree, and we want all of that to be transformed into Energy Shield for the benefit of all of the ES that we are stacking. So that was our Hierophant version of this particular build. So let us know your thoughts and your ideas and your comments down below. Again, these items are not realistic. I mean, like this body armor somebody has just gone way out and above and beyond for all of this stuff. So, feel free to leave us a comment down below and let me know if you've got some better searches or some better items that you would like thrown into the build. I think we can still pump up this energy shield even bigger. Again, this is just solo energy shield. This isn't using, a support alongside us. This is just calculating the highest possible solo energy shield that we could potentially get. So if you've got thoughts or suggestions or even a tree that you'd like to share that might be an improved tree upon this, or ways in which we could boost the hell out of the energy shield totals on this in POB, leave us a comment down below and let us know. And as always, I hope today is the day a Mirror of Calandra drops for you as you are theory crafting massive numbers for energy shield in Standard, in Blight, or in whatever league it is that you're playing. Thanks for watching that video. If you'd like more information on any of our discussion points today, you can see them down below in the video description. If you'd also like to join our Discord or support our Patreon, you can do so with the links down below. Thanks again, and big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters.